Hey, what's up guys? This is Criticized Gaming, but you can call me Carson, and I'm here with a new series. If you've watched Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick before, you've known that I've liked Redstone a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft, and so I thought I would start a new series called the Redstone Necessities, yes. Teaching you about the basics of Redstone. So today I'm going to start with most redstone mechanics. Like, I know if you guys were looking for some more advanced techniques, this is probably not the video for you, but I will be coming up with more, I'd say, elaborate machines in the future. But if you're looking for the basic redstone mechanics, this is good. So let's start with redstone dust itself. You get it from mining the redstone ore. Looks like that for those noobs out there. Looks like that. And you get about maybe like 5 to 6 per ore. You can get more through fortune, but you can place it on the ground like dust. Or, well, it is dust, but you know what I mean. So you can power it using some certain inputs that we'll go over later. But basically, if it's red and has a particle effect, you know that it's on, and then if it doesn't, it's off. So basically, the longest redstone power, I guess you can travel along wire, would be 15 blocks. So this all right here is 15, and then on the 16th it goes out. But there is a way around this, which is the redstone repeater, and this basically allows you to, I don't know, extend it. So as you can see right here, it's off. Repeater, it's on. These are very helpful for most machines and contraptions. So these are also very helpful for timing, because in redstone timing is very, very, very important. So basically, if you want to delay, all you have to do is right click and it'll move up the torch. Yeah, those are torches. In the back. And so basically it's 1 tick like this, a 1 tick delay, 2, 3, and 4, and it's very, very important. Next we have the redstone torch itself. So all the time it's on, see, and it powers redstone, so it's another input source, but most of the time that's not how we use it. Basically it's an inverter, so right now you see it's on, powering this redstone. Flip the lever, redstone power goes into it, and it turns off. So basically this is used mostly to, like, say this needs to be on but this needs to be off, so you can invert it. Oh, that failed. Oh well, you know what I mean. It inverts it. So like input is on, turns off, and vice versa. Next we have our most basic inputs. We'll start with the lever. I've been using earlier, obviously. So basically it's just power on, power off. It's a toggle. So right now you can see it's down, it turns on, up and off. Next we have our buttons. This is a stone button. Obviously you just push it and it sends a short signal. Now we have our wooden button, which is basically the same thing, but it has a longer power time than the stone button. So if you want to compare, oh, that was terrible, but you can tell right there. Yeah. Then we have our pistons. You can't really tell right now, except now you can. We have our variety sticky piston and normal piston. I prefer stickies because they're just cooler, you know. Anyways, sticky piston pushes blocks, and it can also retract blocks. So this is basically how you can, like, change your redstone into the physical world, make like a door or some other things, gate, you know, secret passage. Pretty cool. Then you have your non-sticky piston, which pushes blocks, but it doesn't obviously pull them back. Now there is a push limit. I think it's like 13 blocks. Oh, that's not 13. And also, yeah, it doesn't get the whole line. That's what slime blocks are for. I'll go over that later. This must be something around 12. Hold on. Oh, jeez. Okay. Keep going. I'm learning stuff new every day. This looks a lot more than 13 blocks. There we go. See, there's a limit somewhere around there. Next, we have our redstone block. It's basically another power source. It's good for having like movable inputs. So like, you know, here's an example, obviously. And so, you know, like you can have something put out, say you wanted that to push for some reason. I mean, you could just have a button, but there are uses for the redstone block. Next, we have our dropper and our dispenser. So there is a difference between the two. One being that the dropper drops the item and the dispenser can actually like fire the entity. So on the left we have our dispenser, on the right we have our dropper. You can tell by the shaped hole. So if we press the button, see it fires the, oh, it fired both. You can fire the entity, and then on the dropper it fires the potion of whatever. So basically, fires entities, just drops the item itself. Next, we have the hopper. Hoppers are very useful for moving around items. Like, you know, maybe you had something over here and it dropped down and you wanted to put it in this chest. So you can drop it in there. The dropper will connect to whatever by allowing you to shift click to whatever you want to put it in. So you can like put it into other hoppers, dispensers, droppers, all that. So yeah, and then also you may want to turn it off at some points for some reason. So if you just give it a power source, it'll block you out. Next we have our comparator. Now comparators can be fairly complicated, like there's a subtract mode and all this. I don't use it very much. If you want a more elaborate tutorial, I'll do some research, just let me know. But what most people use is to tell if there's an item in some kind of like storage unit. So you could do it for, again, a hopper, dispenser, dropper, all those. But you can see a signal comes out, you can just look up a repeater and then activate whatever you want. So this could be used for like a trap, if you wanted to put an item, if you wanted to trap someone for looking in your chest or taking out items, you know, thievery. If you don't want to use a trap chest, because using certain texture packs, trap chests are pretty obvious. Next we have our special iron and gold pressure plates. I decided not to do the stone pressure plate or the wooden pressure plate because those are pretty obvious, but basic rundown of those. Stone, you step on it, it'll send a signal out, you know, the standard 15 redstone dust stuff. Wooden, same thing, except you can drop items on it and it will also activate. But with these special, wow, brain fart, pressure plates, yes, got it. These are special if you have, it depends upon, sorry, fumbling here. It can use items, as you can see, and by the amount of items you place on it, the distance that the signal travels. This can be important for, like, if you throw this many items down here, then you'll finally get it, instead of, like, finally get it, that was really vague, get the objective, for, per se, an adventure map. And so, like, instead of cheating the system just throwing one, whoops, you have to throw multiple until you finally unlock the secret passage or whatever. I know it's a high amount of items. You can check up on the Minecraft wiki probably. It's pretty much the same for gold and iron, but it varies. So, yeah. Next, we have our daylight sensor. So as you can see right here, it is daytime, and we are getting an output from the daylight sensor. Now I'm sure you can already come up for a few examples by yourself, but I'll list them anyway. Maybe like lights that automatically come on when it's nighttime. Maybe putting up, I don't know, some kind of barrier when nighttime. Mostly that kind of stuff. Let me do a quick time set night. Does that work? Yeah. So as you can see, the signal went down a lot. And so once it gets deeper enough into the night, the signal will completely cut off. Let me just set this back to day. And yeah, there it goes back up. Next we have our tripwire hook. This is like a standard input, but for player and mob, I guess entities, or players, you know, that kind of stuff. It's basically like your basic input. It'll go around 15 redstone dust. And all I have to do is set up these two tripwire hooks, a string in the middle, and then when something walks in it, voila, it's like magic. So this could be used for like traps, you know, if you want to do some kind of Indiana Jones shenanigans. Walk through here, dispensers, fire out, arrows, and all that. As a last thing, I think that's it. We have our redstone lamps. These are fairly self-explanatory. Run some power into it, turns on, power out, turns off. You know, like I said for the automatic night, daylight. No, that was a great sentence. Anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the basics on the mechanics. But yeah, later in the future I will have stuff on more helpful, elaborate contraptions, monostable circuits, T-flip-flops, etc., you know. But I will have more of these tutorials in the future, so hope you all enjoyed. This was Criticized Gaming, signing out.